Warm greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Rejuvenate Your Life, our 5-part video series to help you feel young, more energetic, and more vibrant. I'm Dr. Becky, and in today's video, we are going to talk about optimizing your sleep. In our previous 3 videos, which I'll link the playlist up above, we talked about increasing hydration, the power of protein, and unique ways of increasing your movement throughout your day. So video number 4 is going to be all about optimizing your sleep. Quality sleep is truly the foundation of overall well-being. If you think about what the purpose of sleep actually is, sleep is the only time in our 24-hour circadian rhythm, our 24-hour day, where the body actually repairs and rejuvenates from everything it was exposed to in the previous day. So if sleep is compromised, whether that is not being able to fall asleep, not being able to stay asleep, or even seemingly getting decent sleep but waking up feeling tired or not rested, it can be really difficult to optimize your overall well-being and feel energetic and vibrant day in and day out. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the science of sleep and then practical ways to optimize both your sleep quality and sleep duration. So the science of sleep, if we actually just kind of take a step back and look at the purpose of sleep in our day can be broken into our wake cycle and our sleep cycle. And really, just nature-wise, it is 100% controlled by the sun and the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun. We actually have brain chemicals that are secreted when the sun rises and our bodies are exposed to sunlight, and then different set of chemicals that are secreted when the sun begins to set and darkness ensues. But in modern times, we have all kinds of ways to combat that sunlight and sun exposure. So we have lights that we can turn on in our house. We now have electronics that have blue light that all can interrupt that natural circadian rhythm that the sun and the rotation of the earth is supposed to stimulate to tell our bodies to wake up and to tell our bodies to go to sleep. So that's the science behind sleeping, and it's become close to the number one challenge that people have in their day. So I'm going to talk about my top 4 strategies to start to optimize both your sleep quality and sleep duration. And strategy number 1 is going to be setting an evening routine. And setting an evening routine is so important, especially in modern times when we have the TVs on, we're on our devices, and our living rooms and our homes are lit up with artificial light. We have to get into a routine where we can combat the artificial exposure, still telling our brains that it's daytime, and help trigger our bodies to know that it's actually getting close to nighttime and getting close to wind down, so that we can support our brains and our bodies in that natural secretion of those chemicals to get us to go to sleep. So an evening routine is really essential. And that can look however you want it to look. You don't have to follow any specific kind of evening routine, but I am going to go over some of the things that can work really well for you to start to try. 30 to 60 minutes before you want to be able to fall asleep, you need to start signaling to the body that you have wind down time. And wind down time can be lots of different things, but 2 things that need to not be in wind down time is TV and devices. The stimulation that comes at you with the TV and the blue light with devices will keep your brain awake and prevent your body and brain from knowing that it's time to go to sleep. Sometimes people will use that time to read. Sometimes people will use that time to journal, meditate, just have a conversation with their spouse, sit and chit chat with their kids. Anything that is not on a device or that does not include electronics will work. Dim the lights in your environment. Artificial light, again, the light that comes in through our eyes will prevent the brain chemicals from being secreted, primarily melatonin, that will start to tell your body to wind down and that it needs to prepare for sleep. You could also use this time to take a bath. Taking a bath or even just taking a hot shower. The warmth will also signify to your body that it's time to go to sleep. If you think about little kids need an evening routine. And when you think about an evening routine with a little kid, one of the easiest ways to get them to go to sleep is to have a routine, first of all, because it starts to signal to their body that sleepy time is coming. But most of the time it involves taking a bath, dimming the lights, getting into a cozy, non-stimulating environment, reading a book, or just having a chit chat. It's a perfect evening routine, and give yourself this gift as well. We start to lose that as we get older. And so give yourself this gift, just set an evening routine. 30 to 60 minutes is all it takes. Tip number 2 is actually going to be about food and caffeine. So no food at all, none other than water. Water is it. And salt water, if you watch the hydration video in the playlist, salt water will help you fall asleep faster than anything else. So nothing before bed, 2 hours before your sleep time. Because if you feed your body, if you have that bedtime snack, if we think about what food is for energy. Food is to give our bodies the energy to continue doing tasks throughout the day, right? That's really the only function of food. There's nutrients in it, but it's to make sure that the body can actually have enough energy and enough nutrients to function and do the chores for our day. We don't need to have energy and do chores while we're sleeping. We have no need to be consuming calories that close to bedtime. The other thing that happens is if you eat and put food in your stomach, your body then has to take time and digest, and it diverts its energy away from stimulating brain chemicals to wind down to go to bed. You've just stimulated the body to do an activity, and food takes 3 to 4 hours to digest. So if you eat right before you go to bed, even if you can fall asleep, you're not going to have optimal sleep because the body is partially awake digesting that food. The other thing is caffeine. Even if you don't think you're caffeine sensitive, caffeine is a chemical and it works as a stimulant. It stimulates your sympathetic nervous system or your fight or flight nervous system. So even if you are one of those people that caffeine doesn't seem to affect, it is absolutely going to affect your quality of sleep because it's a chemical, and every human body processes that chemical the same way. Some of us are more aware and the side effects of caffeine are more in our conscious mind. Some of us are unaware and it's more of subconscious, but no matter what, it stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, increases your heart rate, increases your metabolic rate, gives you energy and ramps you up to prepare you for alertness and the ability to do work. Last things we want to be doing before we go to sleep at night. So caffeine takes about 6 to 8 hours, depending on your metabolic rate, to clear the system. Ideally, no caffeine 8 hours before you want to be able to go to sleep at night. 6 hours bare minimum. So if you want to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, if that's kind of your ideal time, you would be done with caffeine by 2 in the afternoon. Absolutely no later than 3:30 or 4 o'clock. You cannot be having a cup of coffee or a soda pop before bed, even if you think that they don't have an impact on you. Tip number 3, optimizing your bedroom. This is actually the number one thing that has helped me improve my sleep, although I'm constantly on a quest to optimize my sleep because I can tell, even if I think I sleep good during the night, I can tell if it's not been good quality. But optimizing my bedroom for sleep has made probably one of the biggest differences for me. And my top tips about optimizing your bedroom are as follows. Total and complete darkness. When the sun goes down and the moon comes out, we don't have little red dots, little blue dots, little green dots, an alarm clock with artificial light, numbers. We don't have that in nature outside. Literally, we have the moonlight and we have the stars, and that's it. If you live in town, you're going to have the artificial light from the street lamps, but in nature, there's no light. Those lights, even the teeny tiniest little green light or red or blue light on your TV that's in your room, or an on light that happens to be on your alarm clock, or the glowing lights of the digits on an alarm clock will stimulate the brain that it's not actually nighttime. So total and complete darkness. Put electrical tape over those little dots, make sure and turn everything off. Get a alarm clock that goes to complete sleep at night so those digits are not on there. The other thing is no electronics in your bedroom. There are EMF waves that actually come off of our electronics, even when they're turned off, that work as like little battery charges and keep us awake. The other thing is that we're tempted then to use the electronics to go to bed at night, and those electronics stimulate your brain. The blue light tells your brain that it's not nighttime, that it's wake time. So no electronics in the bedroom. So temperature in your bedroom is actually really important too. And there's been a lot of research behind an optimal temperature for sleeping. And 68 degrees is an optimal sleep temperature. It's not too warm and it's not too hot. So 68 degrees in your bedroom is perfect. White noise can also be really beneficial. If you are hearing noises outside or there is distractions in your house, you go to bed before other people in your home go to bed, or you live in a city or you live in town where you can hear people driving by or other noises, dogs barking in your neighborhood, even if you can fall asleep, your brain is constantly tracking those noises in the background because our bodies are always in a state of wanting to protect us. And so if there's noises in the background, your brain is going to monitor those noises to make sure that you're safe. If you can't eliminate those noises, white noise, like a fan or a white noise machine, something that will give you a consistent sound that doesn't change tempos and doesn't change volume so that your brain can actually shut down. It knows it's safe. There's no aberrant noises outside that it needs to be aware of. So white noise can be really beneficial as well. And then utilizing calming scents in your bedroom. Essential oils can be really helpful. Stimulate the parasympathetic system in the body, which is your relaxation system. Lavender oil can be really beneficial at stimulating that. And so you can get lavender lotions, lavender sprays. You can use lavender essential oil and dab a little bit on your pillow at night, or you can diffuse essential oils in a diffuser. But essential oils can work really well to stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system. And finally, tip number 4 is vitamins, minerals, supplements, herbals that can help stimulate the brain chemicals to both put you to sleep and help you stay asleep and optimize your sleep cycle through the night. Probably the most beneficial mineral to help you sleep is magnesium. If you have tried magnesium before, if you know someone that has tried magnesium to help you sleep, and you hear that it can give you some not so pleasant bowel side effects that can cause a little bit of diarrhea, nausea, stomach upset, that's because magnesium is a relaxant for the body and it relaxes your muscles, including your smooth muscles. So if you're worried about that, or if you've tried magnesium in the past and that's been you can actually benefit just as much to help you sleep with topical magnesium. And that can come in several forms. There's some different magnesium lotions. There's magnesium flakes. You can actually just take magnesium, put it in water and rub it on your skin. You can take an Epsom salt bath. Epsom salt have a very high magnesium concentrate, and magnesium is absorbed through the skin. So it's going to go right into your bloodstream and you're going to get the benefits of magnesium and bypass the digestive system altogether. So magnesium works really well. I'll link my favorite. I love a magnesium lotion, and I'll link my favorite in the description down below for you guys to check out if that's something that interests you. And probably one of the other most common sleep aids that is non-habit forming is taking melatonin. Melatonin is actually a hormone secreted by our own brain to stimulate that it is now our sleep cycle. It helps put us to sleep. Consistent melatonin production throughout the night helps us stay asleep as well. But as we age, we do become less efficient at producing our own melatonin. And of course, if we live a lifestyle, if you don't follow any of my previous 3 tips, your brain is going to have a hard time producing melatonin on its own anyways. So you can actually supplement with melatonin. 2 things with melatonin, it just needs to be melatonin. Make sure that it doesn't contain anything else. You don't need anything added to it. And then we always want the lowest dose possible. So you should be able to start with a 1 milligram of melatonin. And that doesn't work, you can work your way up to 3, but never any more than 5 a day. If you are getting to that range of 3 milligrams a night, 4 milligrams, 5 milligrams a night, and you're not really noticing much of a difference, melatonin's not the answer for you. But always start at 1 milligram and just incrementally go up if you're not noticing an improvement until you hit that threshold of 3 to 5. So those are my top 4 tips to help you optimize your sleep. Set an evening routine, no caffeine and no eating prior to going to bed. Optimize your bedroom, and 2 of my favorite supplements to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. And I have one final bonus tip for you, and that would be, out of the 4 that I just talked about, start slow. Pick 1 or 2 or 3 that really resonated with you or that you really feel like you could do, and just slowly add from there. Don't try to do all this right away at once. It'll create stress. You'll get overwhelmed, which will completely negate any of the beneficial effects. So start slow and just pick your favorite. And the only other request that I have is to let us know in the comments what one resonated with you, what one you think you might be able to start with, and then how it's going for you. And that officially wraps up our discussion on optimizing sleep. By prioritizing quality and quantity of sleep, you can really recharge your body and mind, setting the stage for an energized, vibrant life. In our next video, which will be the 5th and final installment of this video series, we'll explore the rejuvenating practice of grounding and how connecting with the earth and tapping into its magnetic field can enhance your overall well-being and also enhance the previous 4 topics we've just discussed. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and please share this information with anyone you think might find it valuable as well, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Until next time, prioritize your sleep and keep rejuvenating. Ciao for now.